Hi, I'm Heather Fell, Olympic silver medalist from Beijing 2008 in modern pentathlon, and I'm here with the final in our series of laser run educational videos. In this video, we will recap on all the episodes, giving you a comprehensive guide to become a successful laser run athlete. We're going to start off by having a look at the target. Now, the power can be either battery or mains, as you see underneath here. In this instance, we're using mains power today. To switch on, I will hold the button down until all 5 green lights come on. As for the pistols, every pistol is slightly different. In this situation, to turn this pistol on, I need a magnet which I slide along the barrel towards me like so. The key components being the handle, the barrel here, the trigger here, loading mechanism on the top, and the sights at either end of the barrel. There are 5 shooting fundamentals: the shooting position, the suitable grip, the sighting, the breathing, and the trigger release. The main objective when seeking the best position is to hold the body as still as possible in order to stabilise for the aim and fire in a short space of time. The 5 key elements to remember are to be natural, comfortable, aligned, stable, and consistent. Before you actually start shooting, you need to find the correct position. Start off by turning your body so that it's lateral to the target, and then the focus is on the feet. They need to be shoulder width apart. Move them until you feel comfortable and stable. The next part is your spare arm. You can rest your hand either in your waistband, in your pocket, or as I prefer, on your hip. Finally, you need to align yourself correctly with the target. So hold your arm out as though you have your pistol in your hand, and from there, you're going to raise it up to the target until you find that comfortable position. To pick up the pistol, you use your non-shooting hand. You pick it up by the barrel. Then, with your shooting hand, you make a V shape between your thumb and index finger and slot that onto the handle. The rest of your hand then wraps around the grip, with the thumb being relaxed yet firm, your index finger free, and the main part of your grip coming from these 2 fingers, which needs to remain firm but not too tight. So in order to take aim, you need to ensure that the foresight and the rear sight are lined up, and then they are in alignment with the target. The first point here is to ensure that the top of the foresight and the rear sight are well aligned. The second point is that the sighting components, not the target, must be crisp and clear, and therefore the target will remain out of focus. The final point for sighting is that it's not essential to aim for the perfect centre in the black of the target. You can choose your individual shooting zone, either aiming in the black, just beneath the black, or further below on the white part of the target. The target can be approached from either the bottom to the top in the conventional style, from the top to the bottom, or the new style that is being used by some of the athletes is the forward motion directly to the target. Now we're going to have a look at the trigger. Before we start, we must load the pistol. The trigger, there are 2 phases. The first phase being very light, and you come across the increased resistance. At this stage, you now need to increase the pressure and squeeze the finger through the shot. In the laser run, when you come into the shooting range, your heart rate can be as high as 200 beats per minute, which is not ideal. In order to combat this, you need to focus on the 5 shooting fundamentals and your breathing control. There are 2 options when it comes to the breathing. Option 1, athletes take a breath on the way in and then hold their breath throughout the shot. Option 2, take a breath on the way up and then breathe out throughout the shot. Everyone is different, therefore you need to experiment in training and find out what works for you. In order to become a successful laser run athlete, it's important that you develop both your running and your shooting separately. Once your shooting has reached a high enough standard, it's then time to introduce the running at a low level intensity. If your shooting remains at that high standard, you can start to increase the intensity of the running, but the main focus must be keeping that shooting consistent. In the laser run event, one of the challenges is transitioning from the running into the shooting. The last few meters of your run, you may wish to reduce your speed in order to reduce your heart rate and therefore control your breathing. Under pressure, it's important to remember the 5 shooting fundamentals and to be able to execute them quickly. And also remembering to load your pistol and touch the table on every shot. Now we are going to be taking a look at 2 athletes training and observing how they apply the shooting fundamentals that we have previously focused on. First, we have Sarah entering the shooting range at a slow pace. Initially, she finds a balanced stance at an approximately 45-degree angle to the target. Next, Sarah finds her comfortable shooting grip on the pistol. Her non-shooting hand is used for reloading between the shots and then returned to the exact same position on her stomach. She remains stable on the shooting range, her head still, using solely her eyes to refocus on the sights for each shot. Notice how smoothly her trigger squeeze is executed. Now we have Miles at a quicker pace entering the shooting range. Notice the wider stance and foot angle he adopts, demonstrating how different individuals use different styles. His non-shooting hand also rests further around in front of his body. From this angle, we can see how Miles brings the sights up to alignment with his eyes and his aiming zone. Both Miles and Sarah demonstrated different styles whilst keeping to the principles of the shooting fundamentals. Thank you to everyone who's been following this series. We hope it has helped you to improve your laser run skills from wherever you've been watching. Please keep posting your suggestions and comments. Goodbye, and we hope to see you in the next series of the UIPM educational videos.